Welcome to the Mindfulness Meditation Podcast presented by the Rubin Museum of Art. We are a museum in Chelsea, New York City that connects visitors to the art and ideas of the Himalayas and serves as a space for reflection and personal transformation. I'm your host, Tashi Chudran. Every Thursday, we present a meditation session inspired by a different artwork from the Rubin Museum's collection and led by a prominent meditation teacher from the New York area. This podcast is a recording of our weekly in-person practice. In the description for each episode, you will find information about the theme for that week's session, including an image of the related artwork. Our Mindfulness Meditation Podcast is presented in partnership with Sharon Salzberg and teachers from the New York Insight Meditation Center, the Interdependence Project, and Parabola Magazine, and supported by the Frederick P. Lenz Foundation for American Buddhism. And now, please enjoy your practice. Tashi Delek, and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Mindfulness Meditation here at the Rubin Museum. My name is Tashi Chudran, Himalayan Programs and Communities Ambassador, and I'm delighted to be your host today. I'm kind of curious always, to know how many of you have been attending. Of course, I do see many familiar faces here. This on a regular basis. Wonderful. Okay, and then who are first time? Okay, wow, many first time here. That's fantastic. And in between? All right. Thank you. That is wonderful. Welcome, all of you. So those of you who are first time, we are a global hub for Himalayan art with a home base in Chelsea, New York City. And we're so glad to have all of you join us for this weekly program where we combine art and meditation. Inspired by a collection, we will first take a look at work of art from a collection. We will hear a brief talk from our teacher, and it's so wonderful to have our teacher, Michel Pascal, back here. Thank you. And then we will have a short sit for 15 to 20 minutes for the meditation guided by him. So let's take a look at today's theme and artwork. As we all know, it's April already. And my goodness, where is the spring sun? It's snowing upstate, I think, right? But yes, it is coming. And here is the beautiful art connection for this month's theme is reimagine. And so for the theme, this art is handpicked by our teacher. And this is, as you see here, it's a beautiful Thangka painting. Thangka is a scroll painting of Padmasambhava, known as Guru Rinpoche, precious teacher in Tibetan word. And this is a painting origin from Tibet, in fact, from eastern Tibet, Kham province, 19th century, mineral pigment on cloth. And the size of this is about 38, 8 into 7 and 8 inches into 26 and 1/8 inches. And a beautiful Thangka painting. Our theme for the month April, as I mentioned, is reimagine. This month, we invite all of you to reimagine your state of being. Let's reawaken our vision of our transcendent self and work towards actualizing that being. The description for this beautiful Thangka painting, this remarkable Thangka Tibetan scroll painting depicts Padmasambhava, Guru Rinpoche, right in the center here. Guru Rinpoche is precious teacher in Tibetan word, and he is the great teacher who brought Buddhism into Tibet from India and often referred to as the scholar. So therefore, you see him wearing a scholarly hat here. And in the 8th century, he brought Buddhism from India to Tibet, and therefore he's often addressed as Sangye Nipa, which means the second Buddha. In fact, in the Buddha Shakyamuni, the historical Buddha's Mahaparinirvana text, he said that don't worry, don't be too sad. There will be the lotus born who will come and continue the Buddha's teaching. And Padmasambhava was believed to have been born in a lotus, according to the Tantra. And so what you see here is Padmasambhava sitting in this very relaxed position. And here on the left, to his right and to his left, beautiful, sharp mountains. And below his throne there a playful kind of snow lion throne, which are very aesthetic of the inspired from the Chinese aesthetic, because Eastern Tibet is very geographically very close to China. So a lot of paintings are inspired from the Chinese painting. And now let's bring on our teacher for today. Our teacher is Michelle Pascal, a meditation teacher for 25 years, has led successful programs for prisoners which help prevent suicides and reduce reoffending. He has written 20 books on spirituality, including Meditation for Daily Stress, 10 Practices for Immediate Well-Being, known as the Medicine Voice. He's performed at Carnegie Hall, and he played at the Peace Day concert in Times Square this past September. On December 10th of 2023, he presented his methods at the United Nations. Please help me in welcoming Michelle Pascal. Thank you so much.
Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 It means all I can say, all I can think, may all I can do today be full of love. Be full of love. My words, my thoughts, my attitude, my act, be full of love. To never forget. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Thank you, Tashi. Thank you, Tashi. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, Tim, Jason. Thank you to each of you at the Rubin. Thank you for your coming. To live is to choose. We can choose to don't come. We can choose to be more stressed, more busy. Or we can choose to be more alive. The topic of this beautiful exhibition at the Rubin, this is to reimagine. How can we reimagine our life? We would like to live in a better world with no violence, in a better world with no pressure, no problems, no conflict. This is possible. This is possible in 1 second. Yes, when we calm our mind. Make the experience. When we calm our mind, immediately we live in a better world. When we calm our mind, we have less money pressure. We have no conflict. We are happy. We are grateful. We appreciate everyone. We have a lot of projects. I say that to you because, as Tashi was explaining, I have an amazing blessing in my life since 10 years. I direct the meditation program for the prisoners of Los Angeles at Amity Foundation. My friends, at Amity Foundation, we work with 30,000 prisoners every day. Men, women, parolees, lifers. Lifers mean prisoners incarcerated for life. We have 0 suicide. You know, suicide is the second common cause of death in America. I say that because I have directed the film with Deepak Chopra about suicide prevention. Every 40 seconds, someone takes his life in America from 10 years old. Prisoners, this is the population the most affected by suicide. 98% of prisoners have suicide tendencies. At Amity Foundation in Los Angeles, we live in a better world. 0 suicide. So to reimagine our life, to live in a better world, it is possible. When we give session, I say we because today in the audience, there is also our best teacher for the prisoners, Juliana Klinkert. Juliana comes also from a monastic life in Nepal, and Juliana teach our program for men incarcerated for life. 0 suicide. And at the end of every class, we make a survey. We ask to every prisoner, how do you feel? Since 10 years, every prisoner says the same. We feel calm, happy, rejuvenate, grateful. We feel free. I remember I was giving a session to a lifer. He was incarcerated 45 years in jail. His name is Victor. I say, Victor, how do you feel? He said, Michel, you know, my cells, the size of my cells, it's like my arms. I am free. I am so happy. We can reimagine our life. And at Amity Foundation, you can read in the Los Angeles Times, we have 92% of the prisoners never go back to jail. In New York City, according to the last data, around 60-70% of the prisoners go back to jail. In California, 80% of the prisoners go back to jail. At Amity Foundation, with the meditation program and all the program of Amity, 92% of the prisoners never go back to jail. They find a job. They rebuild a family. A few days ago, I was invited in Los Angeles. They opened the first campfire. Prisoners becomes the best firemen of California. We can reimagine our life when we calm our mind. In California, you know the problem of the homeless is huge. Since the COVID-19 in Los Angeles, plus 27% homeless. But in California, they are creating the biggest program of the story of America to solve the question of homeless. So they work with apartment, hotel to rebuild and to give places and social security number to the homeless. This is a revolution in the world. There is a lot of hope in our world. This is so beautiful. Yes, we can reimagine our life. At the second, we calm our mind. And to finish this introduction, I want to ask you, what is for you the best? Who is for you the best spiritual teacher? The best spiritual teacher, this is the adversity. The adversity. It is, I saw the tanka from the Kham province, and my Rinpoche, Chöpa Dorje Rinpoche, was born in Kham. Just when I saw the word Kham on the tanka, I felt the presence of my Rinpoche. He says that all the time to me. He says, Michel, the best teacher, this is adversity. When we talk to reimagine our world, for example, let's use our iPhone to calm our mind. Let's replace distraction by reconnection. We cannot live without our phone. But for example, on our phone, we can program a gong. Boom. Every hour. Reimagine your iPhone. If there is a gong every hour, boom, suddenly you live in a monastery. How to use the adversity, how to use the distraction, the infernal distraction to be reconnected with our phone. How to use our social media, be more reconnected to our true nature. It's simple. Go on social media, on Instagram, and start to follow spiritual contents. The algorithm immediately will bring you many spiritual contents. So suddenly your social media becomes a library. You can read beautiful books of Buddhism. You can read Thich Nhat Hanh. I have the blessing to spend one day in Paris with Thich Nhat Hanh. And he said to me, oh, Michel, you know, Buddha and Jesus are brothers. And it's very true, because when we talk about to compost the adversity, to recycle, to use the adversity, this is the practice in Buddhism that we name Tonglen. Tonglen means to give, to receive, to transform. We use our phone, we use our social media, we use a conflict, we use money pressure, we use the noise to transform the adversity in a teaching. But my brother, it is fascinating. In the Middle Age, in Europe, in the 15th century, there is a book. The name is The Imitation of Christ, chapter 12. The title is The Adversity is My Teacher. It is fascinating, and you have the same teaching in the Native American tradition, when they explain that the rain will be transformed in a sun. Reimagine our life. This is to use adversity not to be far. We cannot live without our phone. We cannot live far from our crazy world. But we can use our crazy world. We can pray in the traffic. Our car become our yoga studio. We can pray, we can meditate in the train. My first class in New York 10 years ago was in Times Square. I was the teacher of Google, and I brought engineer of Google in Times Square to meditate in the chaos, to use the adversity. Because if you go to meditate in a quiet place, it's great, but everyone can do that. The problem, it's when you go back to the real life. Shripad Dorje Rinpoche say all time, there is not a place to meditate. There is not a time to meditate. It's all the time. It's everywhere. I invite you to meditate after our class, and now during the class. I will lead you a short meditation to something very simple. We were talking about the Himalayas, and Tashi showed to us the beauty of the monastery in the mountain. Let's listen the wind of the mountain. Let's close our eyes and let's listen the wind in the Himalayas. The wind like that. All together. When we slow down our breath, we slow down our brain activity. And in the chanting of the wind, we can listen some melody. Umani pemeo, umani pemeo, umani pemeo. Umani pemeo. And we can sing all together. And from the Rubin Museum, we can pray all together and sing this amazing mantra to send all our love to every person in difficulty in New York, every person in difficulty in America, in the world. Let's send all our love. Omani pemeom, Omani pemeom, Omani pemeom, Omani pemeom. Sing. Omani pemeom, Omani pemeom, Omani pemeom, Omani, Omani pemeom. Thank you so much to each of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that beautiful session. That concludes this week's practice. To support the Rubin and this meditation series, we invite you to become a member at rubinmuseum.org/membership. And to stay up to date with the Rubin Museum's virtual and in-person offerings, sign up for our monthly newsletter at rubinmuseum.org/e-news. I am Tashi Cherdern. Thank you so much for listening. Have a mindful day.